Electric scooters have come a long way in India. Not just the premium ones, but even makers of affordable, low-cost options. Because buyers are seeking quality and substance from their purchases, not just cost effectiveness. Hence, you see manufacturers stepping up their game in this department, like Ampere, for instance, whose Nexus e-scooter is the most premium one in its portfolio. And it aims to take on the likes of the Bajaj Chetak, the TVS iQube and the Ather Arista head-on. So, is it a good electric scooter and a worthy contender in the EV space? We'll find out starting with a quick review. The Nexus is Ampere's top product and is available in two trims, this being the top of the line ST trim, which gets connected tech and a fancy TFT screen. The riding aspect of it, well, it is boasting of pretty honest performance, so you can keep pace with city traffic rather easily. But you cannot term this scooter as exciting because even in the power riding mode, it doesn't feel quite as spirited as one would hope for. Nevertheless, city riding mode should be enough for most people in most riding scenarios, and the claim range on offer is rather decent as well. It is rather comfy for the most part, but we would have liked if the suspension was a little more sophisticated, a little more smooth in its operation. One area where the Nexus really needs to improve is the convenience on offer, as the under-seat storage space is rather lacking. Overall, it comes off as a pretty neat e-scooter. Now let's deep dive into this. Ampere has gone for a sleek and stylish yet conservative design approach. It doesn't seem flashy by any stretch of the imagination, with neat panel fittings all around. The scooter doesn't appear to be too boxy, with a lot of nice flowing panels. The LED headlight might have a weird internal design, but it works well for the most part. The screen is also bright and easily readable, with a fair few connectivity features thrown into the mix on the top ST trim. We didn't like the switchgear, as the buttons are far too many and not spaced out. They lack tactility and overall feel confusing. This could have been kept simple with conventional options rather than deciding to reinvent the wheel, so to say. Ampere has done a rather neat job of making the Nexus light and accessible for all members of the family. It doesn't feel quite as cramped or a bother of any sorts, as it has got a very nice riding posture. There is enough seating as well as floor space on offer for even larger riders to find the comfortable riding spot. An area of concern though is the rather lack of under-seat storage space. Now Ampere wanted to make the Nexus an elegant, stylish, lightweight, petite scooter. And if you're somebody who carries the charger everywhere they go, well then the area on offer becomes even lesser and you can store lesser stuff inside it. And because there is no pouch for it or there's no dedicated slot where the charger will fit, it sort of keeps bobbling around and causes a little bit of discomfort when you're riding this scooter, especially over bad stretches of roads. There is a 3.3 kilowatt mid-mounted motor on the Nexus that puts out a peak power of 4 kilowatts. This helps the scooter reach a top speed of 93 kmph in power mode. There are other two modes, City and Eco, that vary power delivery and overall performance. The Nexus has got the essence of an easy-to-ride family scooter bang on, because it reaches up to speeds of 45-50 kmph commuting speeds rather neatly, and there is enough juice on head to make those quick overtakes as well. Having said that, this cannot be termed as exciting because it is not the quickest or the most thrilling electric scooter that we've ridden, one of the more sensible ones available in the market. So even in power riding mode, even though it has a top speed of 93 kilometers per hour, it doesn't feel quite as enthralling. you are better off sticking it in city riding mode and reap the benefits of a good balance between usable performance and range. Having said that, there is eco mode also, but it feels quite a lot lethargic, and we would keep that only for the times where the battery is running out of juice.
Speaking of which, the company claims the Nexus will do 136 kilometers in a single charge in real-world riding conditions in eco mode. However, in our experience, expected to be lower. Riding it primarily in the city riding mode, which should give you 85 kilometers on a full charge, it returned roughly 75 kilometers only. Hence, expect nothing more than 120 kilometers if you're going to be riding it very efficiently and conservatively. A full battery charge takes a little over 3 hours and it can be charged via a 15 ampere socket.
The Nexus does a fine job of isolating the rider from unruly road surfaces that one might find on their daily commutes. It soaks in the large bumps rather well, but it's over the small, sharp ones or the extremely jarring rumble strips does it feel crashy and the front end starts to shudder. Hence, it doesn't feel firm or stiff, but it still doesn't feel quite as polished or sophisticated.
You can expect neutral handling from the Nexus. Riding it around the city doesn't feel challenging and it goes through traffic in a rather chilled manner. The tires are geared towards better range and hence will not be the best suited during spirited moments. Stopping performance is good for the kind of performance on hand with decent progression and feel at the levers. CBS adds another layer of safety on the Nexus.
She said don't call my phone on a Friday night, but I never did listen. So I'ma hit you now on a FaceTime.
It is good to see Indian manufacturers stepping up their game, and Ampere must be commended for the progress it has made with the Nexus, as it is clearly a marked improvement over its previous offerings. It comes across as a rather likable electric scooter with neat city mannerisms, and the quality levels on offer doesn't make it feel cheap or trashy. Yes, the touch and feel of the scooter is not on par with the likes of the Chetak, iQube or the Rista, and the underseat storage space needs solving. But considering you have to pay a lakh and 10,000 rupees for the base version of the scooter and this version costs an additional 10,000 rupees, that's where Ampere has sort of pushed its proposition towards the premium rung of electric scooter that we mentioned, and that's where the problems start to arise for the Nexus, because this feels sort of out of place amongst those scooters. So even though this is certainly better than any of the other electric scooters that Ampere has produced so far, recommending it over the competition is a tough choice to do. So that's our take on the new Ampere Nexus. What do you think about this electric scooter? Would you consider this over the other competition like the Chetak, iQube, Rista or even the Olas for that matter? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell notification icon. Our content on our Instagram page aims to bring cool stuff over there, so make sure you follow our Instagram page as well, and always wear riding gear on all your rides.